All right. I want to welcome you back to another RTSTM. Let me go ahead and grab some more clothes real quick. All right. All right. I threw on some more clothes, y'all. Yeah. We in the year 2027, baby. In the year 2027. And guess what? When I left the year 2021, Bitcoin was at 64,000. 64,000. Yeah. So it's now the year 2027. And I can just imagine, since we down here in El Salvador, how much my Bitcoin is worth, y'all. Hold on, where's my phone? Where? My phone is in the car. Okay. Let's go back and get it real quick, guys. Let's go get the phone and let's check this phone and check it out. Because I got me a 7G phone. Before I got right here, I had to get in a little secluded place. Secluded, baby. Don't want everybody to see the Delorean, you know what I'm saying, floating in the background. Everybody can't know I'm from the year 2021. Only you guys can. Let's go back to the car and get the phone. All right. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? Oh, there it is. Okay. It's in the glove compartment. All right. And we back. That's right. Guys got me one of them 7G phones. You know what I'm saying? Got the stock market right there. Let's check it out. Here's the moment of truth, baby. We finna find out what that Bitcoin is looking like. Rolling them dice, baby. Big Daddy needs some more shoes. What we got? Bitcoin is 13 cent.
Good gravy.
Bitcoin is 13 cent. When I left the year 2021, it was 64,000. Oh, that's right. I got XRP, baby. Let's check the price of XRP. But damn, I ain't gonna even lie. That hurt a man's feelings. I believed in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I believed in you. You let me down. Let's check XRP. How many zeros is that? Let's move into the next story. XRP is doing quite well. You guys know I don't like to brag. Let's move on to the next story. El Salvador president decided to make Bitcoin a legal tender. But he didn't know that shortly after, Bitcoin would crash into a stable coin. And then the dollar, well, it's been losing value since 1913. And since it got pegged to that, and the price of petroleum went into negative numbers, and the dollar was always connected to the petrodollar, well, hand in hand, go fist and glove. And it went down where it should go. But XRP, baby, it went to the moon. Hope you and your family got what you deserve. Let's move on to the next story. Brazil's central bank announces CBD plan 1 year after meeting Ripple. The BCB launched a working group for the development of its digital currencies in August 2020. This was 2 months after holding meetings with the Ripple Labs What y'all think that means? That means that, baby, we going to the moon. Yeah. Let's move on to the next slide. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. I want to send you guys some great energy. Man, I'm feeling great. Breathe it in. Universe, baby, give it to me. All the energy. Let it come in through the top of my head, flow down to my feet, from the bottom of my feet, up through my calves, up through my knees, up through my thighs, into my intestines, into my heart, and then into my brain, baby. I want to welcome you to another RTSTM with your man Theodore Smiles, baby. Let's jump into the show. All right. Yeah. So, next story. So, man makes millions using cow poop to run cryptocurrency mining farm. Okay. So, this man decided to go green all the way. He's taking manure and flipping it into Bitcoin as a miner. Man makes millions using cow poop to run cryptocurrency mining firm. Moving on to the next story here. All right, guys. Before we go ahead and move to the next slide, I just wanted to stop real quick and go ahead and salute Mr. John McAfee, who was apparently found dead in his prison cell in Barcelona after the Spanish High Court had authorized his extradition to the U.S. The Catalan Justice Department said, confirming an earlier report from El Mundo newspaper. So apparently, the official narrative is that John McAfee committed suicide in a prison cell in Barcelona. I've seen some videos, not videos, but maybe photos of John McAfee, and he had like a tattoo on his arm that said whacked. I guess he was implying if, something ever happened to him, that he didn't commit suicide or whatever, but I'll let you guys look into that. Just want to bring a light on this. And I didn't know Mr. John McAfee, but from my understanding of his lifestyle, he was his own man. And for that, I respect him. Moving on to the next story. Oh, by the way, guys, it's June 25th right now. It's my birthday. Please go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe. I like to make a lot of new stuff, news. I like to, just kind of invent just different ways of bringing different media to you guys. And I'm always trying to innovate fun and exciting ways to bring the news to you guys. So if this is your first time ever seeing the show, hey, thank you so much for watching. I plan on having a great birthday. I decided to take off work, and I'm going to get paid for it. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, moving on to the next slide. So Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. Well, these two geniuses, they're building nuclear reactors in coal-rich Wyoming. Now, that's crazy. I don't know what's going on with Bill Gates, man. He already owned more farmland than anybody. Now he's trying to build nuclear reactors, man. You know, I have to compare him to like a James Bond villain, with the type of moves that he's making. It just, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's everything. Moving on. So we have neuromorphic chips. Artificial neurons recognize biosignals in real time. So, from my understanding, neuromorphic chips got artificial neurons that recognize real biosignals from the real brain in real time. Essentially, this is a computer to brain interface. I think that was pretty cool. I thought that was worth your time bringing it up to you. Moving on. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. You guys probably heard about this. Been wanting to bring you guys these stories for quite some time now, but I've been working on schoolwork. Had to get my grades up. I'm sure you guys understand. Appreciate your time. But Amazon founder Jeff Bezos to be on the Blue Origin's first human space flight. Now, it was funny because it was a petition going around that actually wanted to keep Bezos from being able to re-enter back into Earth. I think it was like 36,000 people that had signed a petition that said once he leaves off the planet, he can't come back. What? I'm like, what? Who put up together a petition like that? Like, what? Hold up, man. What the man supposed to do? I understand y'all might not like Mr. Bezos, but to write up a petition to say he can't come back, I just thought that was hilarious. Just a little bit of ridiculousness. Moving on to the next slide. So MIT engineers have discovered a completely new way of generating electricity. Now, I thought this story right here was pretty interesting. I'm gonna let you guys delve into this a little bit deeper. To be honest with you, I took a look at it. I tried to tackle it. But I think you pretty much have to have an engineering degree in order to really understand what they were talking about. But the fact that MIT engineers have discovered a completely new way of generating electricity, I thought that headline itself was worth bringing it to your time. So I think that was pretty cool. Moving on to the next slide. Now, I'm sure you probably guys heard about the U.S. Justice Department recovers $2.3 million in cryptocurrency ransom paid to hackers after the Colonial Pipeline shut down. Now, for anybody who hasn't heard, basically the Colonial Pipeline, it did have a ransom going against it where people couldn't get gas, like in Georgia on the East Coast and stuff like that. And what happened is that, well, the federal government, I guess the FBI, they was able to retrieve the stolen Bitcoin via ransomware in some type of clandestine way, which also exposed the fact that, depending on what sites you guys may be on buying your cryptocurrency, it's very possible that that site is either owned by a government agency or that site has created a backdoor to said government agency. So the fact that Bitcoin is able to be retrieved that way, well, I don't know. It doesn't seem as anonymous, doesn't seem as secure, and it doesn't seem like that's what it was meant to be made for. So moving on to the next slide. White House officials are quietly perplexed by Kamala Harris' comments on not yet visiting the border and fear they may overshadow her first foreign trip as VP, report says. Now, I just have to say that Miss Kamala Harris, she know how to bake some cookies, and she's pretty good at that. And she's good at laughing off questions. And she's pretty good at, just basically wasting time and creating a crisis. Now, when you tell, a person who has high narcissistic qualities, like Miss Harris here that I've noticed,
You can even tell by the eyebrows too. A lot of narcissistic people, the eyebrows are a certain way. But if you notice, I notice so many patterns. It's just crazy. But anyways, we have a narcissistic woman as a vice president. And I'm sure she's stepped on as many people as possible to get where she is so she can have a pretty relaxed time at, sucking up the spotlight from the cameras while meanwhile, faking it till she make it. So moving on from this troubled soul. Oh, yeah, there's those cookies I was talking about that doesn't have a face on it. The Kamala Harris cookies likeness. I don't know, man. I don't think I would eat those cookies. They probably rotten or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just look like they'll have worms in them or something. Moving on to the next slide. Scientists use CRISPR to engineer a new superbug that's invincible to all viruses. Let's just let this sink in for a second. Scientists used CRISPR. CRISPR is the tool that they use to alter genetic code. Okay. So CRISPR using to alter genetic code, RNA, DNA, that sort of stuff. They're taking CRISPR to engineer new super bugs that's invincible to all viruses. Now, I don't know. I wish I had a better understanding, but that just doesn't sound right to me. It seems like you're making super bugs that could possibly harm humanity. And if somebody tried to use a virus, which is probably smaller than bacteria in most cases, to try to get into bacteria, to try to alter it, then apparently there would be no defense against that particular superbug. So the way that story is worded makes it sound like it's almost like a good thing because people think about viruses, but viruses are basically just instrument of knowledge, of information. They're just genetic code, essentially, a lot of times. And they're really, really good at genetic replication. So moving on. Stellar receives essential upgrade, but still lives in Ripple's shadow. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this or not, but Stellar has done something that I feel like is freaking amazing. They have created a clawback. Okay, a clawback. Now, that means that if somebody stole your stellar lumens fraudulently, then it's possible for you to be able to actually get your stellar lumens back due to the clawback that they've created inside of the blockchain. And I was like, wow, that is awesome, especially when you think about stellar lumens and what the purpose of stellar lumens actually is. It's more of a peer-to-peer, like a Zelle type of payment, a Venmo, a Cash App. It's really made for that sort of scenario. So when you're needing to get your money back, unlike Zelle, unlike those other products, you're not really able to get your money back. A lot of people don't realize that once you send your money, you don't really have any dispute rights if it makes it to that recipient. In the banking world, I often deal with clients because I am a claims specialist. I handle fraud as well as non-fraud, and I often help clients get their money back in financial situations. I call myself a financial superhero because all day long I'm extinguishing fires and I'm helping people get their lives back together financially. But a lot of times when people send money through these third parties, like PayPal or Apple Cash or something like that, and they'll send money over to somebody, and then that person will never provide them the product or the service that they were paying for. And so then they'll call their bank and be like, hey, I want to file a claim. And then long story short, oftentimes we're not able to get the money back because the company that the customer authorized the payment to go to, let's just say Venmo, well, their only responsibility is to transfer funds from one party to the other. And so as long as that objective has been achieved, then essentially there's no dispute rights. There's no chargeback rights in that situation for the bank. And then the customer is just left with getting their money sent over to a party and never receiving any merchandise, and also going through a process of like 90 days just to be told no. So to have that clawback feature with Stellar Lumens, I think that's awesome. I'm really unsure how we're going to handle chargebacks when everything switches over to central bank digital currencies. Because Visa and MasterCard is oftentimes the arbitrators in that process. And so I'm just wondering, in a trustless environment, are we going to have any arbitrators when it's time to do chargebacks with merchants? If there are any layers other than Stellar Lumen's clawback system, if that you guys may know about, please let me know about that, guys. But just want to, bring this to your attention. We'll go ahead and move on. Ripple proposes federated side chains for XRP Ledger smart contracts. Now, what are federated side chains? Well, they're basically authorized dealers in a sense. They're authorized to build on top of the XRP Ledger smart contracts platform, from my understanding. And so basically they're additional utilities built on top of the entire blockchain for Ripple. And so you have this blockchain for Ripple, and then you have all these different layers that just continuously build on top of that, which continuously add more and more utility, which could theoretically add more and more value, because the more value you put out there in the universe, ultimately the more value that your company inherently will achieve, in theory. Moving on to the next slide. Ripple can only go up after its day in court. Now, we all been dreading this SEC debacle. And, this SEC debacle has really caused the price of Ripple to stay at a level that is not as attractive to the market like Bitcoin would be with that huge price. People can get lost up in that huge price because oftentimes if it's not likely to double, triple, quadruple. If you're already at $30,000, you're not going to probably get to $60,000. So if you invested $100 while it was at $30,000, in order for you to get to $200, Bitcoin has to go up to $60,000. So if you think about that, that's going to be quite difficult to do, especially in the environment. Now, Ripple, on the other hand, it can only go up, as the news article suggests, because I feel like the price has been artificially suppressed while they were getting things set up for the quantum financial system in the background. And Ripple is going to be used to do a lot of cross-border payments. Banks are already setting up that platform in the background. And honestly, it really feels like this SEC lawsuit is just all pantomime. It's all theater. And I feel like it's going to be over with soon. And then, the price of XRP is going to go up. I'm not really sure if there's going to be a financial collapse first or not. I think that's what everybody is thinking, that it's going to be a financial collapse, but I really don't want to see a financial collapse because that's not a really pretty sight. Can you imagine all those tents everywhere, all over the street, nobody having any money, everybody feeling super desperate, the crime rate is out of control, the police, have been demoralized to the point where they're not even efficient anymore. They've quit their positions. I could just imagine a world where we just don't want to be there. So we really don't want to have a financial collapse. But then if they keep on printing up all this money and giving up all these stimulus checks, which the people do need, well, they're creating hyperinflation because they're putting too much money in circulation. And so, then they try to raise the interest rates. And, that's going to make things really collapse even faster. So moving on, self-sustained intelligent electronic microsystems created operate much like autonomous living organisms. That is really, really cool. Self-sustaining intelligent electronic microsystems created, operate much like self-autonomous living organisms. So these people done created like a biodome of electronics, and they're all interacting with each other. Like you would take a biosphere of just different animals. You'll probably have like a lake and plants and just fish and just different things and frogs and all of that good stuff. And they all interacting with each other. Well, these people done created intelligent electronic devices, an entire microsystem of electronic devices. And I just think that is just like mind blowing. And that really feels like some Star Trek type of stuff, guys. So just wanted to bring you some more interesting news. We're going to go ahead and move on because we do have a lot of stories to go over. All right. So that's right. I did want to give you guys the little knowledge here. So let me go ahead and read this here. It says a research team from the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, has created an electronic microsystem that can intelligently respond to information inputs without any external energy inputs, much like a self-autonomous living organism. This microsystem is constructed from a looks like novel type of electronics that can process ultra low electronic signals and incorporate a novel device that can generate electricity out of thin air. Wow. From the ambient environment. The groundbreaking research was published on June 7th, 2021 in the journal Nature Communications. Looks like JUNYAO, an assistant professor in electrical and computer engineering. Yeah, so you guys get to see me struggle trying to read a slide from a long distance. Hey, man, I've been at work for 10 hours a day, man. My eyes are tired. I have been on a computer screen all day, but y'all got to see me struggle. Let's move on. You know, this is Real Talk Session with Theodore Smiles. We struggle over here sometimes. Oh, what is this right here? What is this right here? I like that. Something to dance with. Oh, phone fell on the ground. It's okay. I got 2 or 3 of them. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. Who's to die and who's to live? Well, if you saw the last show that I did, and it was called Outbox Therapy, I had this in the background, which it was a different slide, but the slide was about this right here. So I decided to go ahead and do a more updated slide for this show. But this is that slide. So it says here, who's to die and who's to live? Mechanical Q is at the origin of cell death decision. Who's to die and who's to live? Mechanical Q is at the origin of cell death decision. So basically, that means the cell has mechanical cues to die. That means those cues can be manipulated. That means that, well, humans may be able to live forever. Perhaps we could create some type of way to fool the cell from creating the mechanical cue, you know? Like, it has to be some type of way of using CRISPR, for instance, and altering that cell decision. I don't know, guys. I think that everlasting life is possible. Scientifically, of course. Moving on. Man makes millions using cow poop to run cryptocurrency mining firm. Moving on. I think we reached the last slide already. Oh, that's right, because we put this slide on the other thing. We already put this in here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move the show into another direction. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. It's Real Talk Session with your man Theodore Miles, RTS 008, baby. I've been doing a whole lot of building. Man, I feel good, guys. Breathe in all that magic energy from the universe. And breathing is so much better after you done just brush your teeth. I just brushed my teeth, guys. So fresh. I love y'all. I'll be back in a minute.